Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week ahead reading. So, for those of you new to my channel, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mystical Essence, and I am an intuitive tarot card reader, oracle card reader, astrologer, and spiritual mentor. I have 10 plus years under my belt in helping people and mentoring people along their spiritual journey. So that's what I love to do. I love to help empower people, and I love to see people excel in their own spiritual growth and development. And I want to do everything I can to help you guys with that too, and to help empower you as spiritual beings, physical beings, and anything else I can. So, if you are into tarot, if you're into astrology, or if you're into spirituality in general, please feel free to click the like and subscribe button below. Give this video a thumbs up if it resonates with you, and follow my channel so that you guys can get notified whenever I post any new content. So, with that being said, let's jump into these readings. So, to begin with, these readings are by element, okay? So, we are going to do earth signs first, which are, give me a moment, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Then we're going to do air signs, which are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Then we're going to do fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And last but not least, we'll do water signs, which are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So these are general readings. They will not resonate with everyone. So take what resonates with you and leave what does not. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can feel free to check out my Etsy shop. I will leave the link to that in the comments below. It'll be in the pinned comment to this video. So let's jump into these and get going. Okay, so let's start with these earth signs. So, Taurus, Virgos, and Capricorns, we're going to look at what opportunities are presenting themselves this week, what challenges may come up this week for you, as well as any advice the cards have for you. So, let's start off with the opportunities. So, first of all, the opportunity that's coming forward, the card I pulled for the opportunity this week is good luck. I think things are finally shifting for you guys. You guys had a really dense energy I was picking up on around you, and a lot of struggles and hardships lately. And you've really kind of been stuck in this energy, and it feels like it's been a bit for you guys. It's been a minute. And things are finally shifting. Those energies are shifting. So much like everything in life, we have our seasons, we have, everything in life shifts and changes. These energies are finally starting to shift and change for you this week as well. So your things are finally starting to come easier to you than they have in the past. You don't have to struggle for things, right? It finally feels like things are falling into place. I also got that you're going to see the positives in the struggle you have previously went through as well. Like the struggles that you have gone through are suddenly going to make sense, right? As to why you had to go through that and why you've been going through that. Because I feel like some of you have been struggling to make sense of why you've been going through what you've been going through. And this week, as you shift out of that hardship energy and out of that, struggle energy into more positive, flowing, free flowing energy is what I'm picking up on. A lot of, knowledge is going to come to you, and understanding about why you've went through what you've went through previously and what the purpose to that was as well. So this week is a good week for you guys. Things are shifting, things are coming more easily, things are falling into place for you. So keep on that good energy. And I'm going to say, like, nothing lasts forever. But, this is definitely some good energy that's coming through for you guys this week. So enjoy it. So the next part of this reading is looking at challenges that may pop up for you this week. And the cards that came out for that, there were two cards. There was the peace card and the trust card reversed. So what I'm getting is the challenge of being able to trust that things are going to stay good. So this week, like I said, things are shifting for you, but there's this doubt within you as to whether this is, it's like this almost, this is too good to be true kind of energy. It's like, you know, you guys are viewing it as a calm before the storm. Like things may be good now, but they're not going to last that way, and they're not going to stay that way, and something's going to screw up. Something is going to go wrong. There's got to be more to this. Things don't ever go this right without some sort of catch to them. You guys aren't trusting this week, and that's your biggest challenge, trusting in this peace and this calm and this serenity and this flowing energy that's coming into you, and trusting that this is something that's meant to be for you. So try not to doubt that. I'm gonna say that. Like, it's hard, you know, especially when you've been going through super tough times and it's just been one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. When it all comes down on you at once, and then when things start going good, it is hard to trust that, you know, things are going to stay good because you've been through so much. And I feel like that's the case for you guys. Like, you guys have been through a lot over the last recent bit, and you're like, well, you know, things don't shift this fast. They don't change overnight. They don't, you know, something's going to screw up because that's what you're used to. But here's the thing as well, and this is where it's a challenge, is to think positively about this. So good luck reminds me of Jupiter energy, and Jupiter energy is massive positivity, right? I'm trying to think positive about this and understanding that what you think you manifest as well. If you start doubting that this is meant for you, that this is going to stay, that this is going to be, you know, if you start thinking, oh, well, it's going to get worse, it's going to get worse, something's bound to happen, something's going to screw up, it will. Because as creators, as manifestors, that's what we do, right? We have electromagnetic energy around us. Our auric field is electromagnetic energy. The key word in there being magnetic, right? We pull things into us. So the energy that we put out is what we draw in, essentially. We put out that energy that says, oh, you know, I want this to come to me, I want that to come to me. If you're putting out, well, you know, this isn't going to last, something's going to screw up, eventually that's going to be, you're going to draw those circumstances into you. Okay, so try to reverse that thinking. Okay, I know that's hard, and that's a challenge for you this week, is to trust that everything is going to be okay, and that things are shifting and changing this week for the better, and to not fall into that trap of thinking that that things are going to, that the other shoe's going to drop, or things are going to fail, or you're going to fall back into that old way, back into those hardships, and back into those challenges, right? That things aren't going to stay good. So, the last little bit of the Earth readings is the advice card that came up for you guys this week. And the advice card that came up was the family card reversed. Now, the message that came through sort of connects with family, but not so much. Okay. So, the message that came through was more of enjoy this moment while it lasts. Okay. We're born into families, we're born into this life, we're born into this human experience. But we all know that our human bodies don't last forever. Our family is representative, I feel like, of the bigger concept of our human experience, right? We're born into a family. We usually die with a family of some sort, right? We're born into this human experience, but this human experience doesn't last forever. But it doesn't mean that we can't enjoy the experience while it lasts, right? And while you guys have been through some hard times, and while I'm sure you guys know that this positive energy won't last forever, it's important to enjoy this energy while it does last. It's not about how long it's going to last. It's not about, you know, when's it going to change. You know, it's not about oh my God, I've been here and I want to go, all these things. It's about being in the present. And this card, the advice that it gives is to hold on to what you have now and enjoy what you have now. Don't put yourself in the past. Don't put yourself in the future. Just stay in the here and now and enjoy the moment and enjoy this energy for what it is. Okay? It's so easy to look back and say, well, I just came out of this and I don't want to be back into this energy, or I know that this is going to end and I know eventually it's going to end and I don't want it to end, and then we get all stressed out and worried about when's it going to end, how long is this going to last for, and in that process we don't allow ourselves to enjoy that energy or enjoy these moments for what they are fully. We lose our capacity to fully enjoy this moment. So that is the advice coming in, is to really sink into this energy, connect with this energy, and enjoy it for however long it lasts, whether it's days, months, years, hours, minutes. It's not about how long it lasts. It's about enjoying the moment to its fullest capacity while it lasts. So that's your guys' reading and your advice. If you are a Taurus, a Virgo, or Capricorn and this really resonated with you, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know. I hope you guys all have a fantastic week, and I will see you next week in the next readings. Bye for now, guys. Hello, air signs. So this is your week ahead reading. So in this reading, we're going to look at opportunities that are presenting themselves for you this week, challenges that may present themselves this week, as well as any advice for you this week. So if you are a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, this is the reading for you. So let's jump into the opportunity coming forward for you guys this week. We had the fertility card come up. So I feel like there is an opportunity to grow something or create something this week. Okay, creative energies particularly are at a high and a peak this week. Okay, so anything, if there is anything that you have wanted to bring into your life and draw into your life and start or initiate anything you've wanted to grow or cultivate within your life, this is the week for you guys to do it, because those fertility energies are super high. Okay, there's an opportunity to grow and create something, so don't waste that energy. Now, with that being said, I do always give out this disclaimer that with fertility energy in general, it's a manifestive energy, right? But it manifests, it's not discriminatory as to what it manifests, okay? So it will manifest anything that we put out there. So we have to be super conscious of what you are putting out there. You have to be super conscious of what you are putting out there this week, because negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative energies in general will manifest as well, right? It's not just the positive ones. Like I said, this isn't a biased energy. It's not going to be like, oh, well, that's a negative thought, that doesn't count. They don't really want to manifest that, right? You're going to manifest whatever energies you put out there. So it's really important this week that you be super mindful of the energies that you are putting out, and making sure that you are focusing specifically on what it is you want to manifest, what you want to grow, what you want to create within your life right now. Okay, and don't let anything get in the way of that. So air signs, this is the second part of your reading, and this has to do with challenges. So challenges can be things you have to overcome this week or really work on overcoming. It could be like a challenge in general, something hard to do. It could be something that's blocking you from utilizing the opportunities that are there for you this week. Whatever this is, we're going to cover it now. So the card that came out for you guys for challenges this week was the confidence card reversed. And I don't feel like you guys are lacking confidence this week. This isn't the energy that's coming through at all. The way my guides were showing it to me was, you guys need to tone something down. It was like they were pulling this confidence down. And at first that didn't make sense to me, because you guys are usually really overly confident people, and they're like, that's the problem. And for a minute, it took me a minute to process that. But what they mean is that you guys have this huge fertile energy around you, right? You have this huge opportunity this week to cultivate something, to manifest something, to grow something. But there's also a delicate balance in growing things, right? If we under nurture something, if we're growing a plant, for instance, and we under nurture it, right, it doesn't grow. But if we over nurture it, it doesn't grow as well, right? So there's a balance, and a very fine balance, that plants need in order to grow. They need the right environment, they need the right amount of energy, whether it be from water, the sun, whatever, right? If you underwater a plant, it doesn't grow. If you overwater a plant, it doesn't grow. It's the same with what you are planting in this fertile energy that is there. The things that you want to manifest, you could tend to overdo it. You could have a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of confidence and want to go all in with it. But that energy isn't what is needed to manifest this. So you may have to pull it back and dial it back a bit. And that, I feel like, is a challenge for you guys this week, is to not overkill things with the energy, right? To not want things, to be able to want things and be able to see it and be able to nurture it and grow it, but not overkill it. You know what I mean? Not go gung ho for something. And again, I keep saying overkill because that's what comes through. Like, don't overkill it, okay? Understand that this is an amazing energy. Fertile energy is amazing, but it's very delicate at the same time. And if you overkill it, it won't grow too, right? So that's the challenge for you this week. Know what energy is too much and when to pull it back. When you're going too hard at manifesting this. When it's becoming, for some of you, it may become an obsession, right? Don't allow it to become an obsession where you're just feeding it more and more and more and more energy and not stopping. So, air signs, this is the last and final part of your reading, and this is the advice part. So, the advice that is coming through for you this week is the friendship card. So, I feel like this is in connection to keeping you in check, okay? So this could work a couple different ways. One, if you are unsure this week of whether you're overdoing something or not, go out and ask somebody who you know is going to be honest with you, and ask them, say, this is the situation, this is what I want to cultivate, this is what I'm doing. Do you think it's overkill? Do you think I'm doing this properly? Do you think that, and it's important that this is somebody that you trust, like I said, and I know, and is going to be honest and open and truthful with you. But ask them. Don't be scared to ask them. The other thing is you may not have to ask them. You may see your friends coming into you and saying, dude, you're killing this. You're overdoing it. Pay attention to that as well, okay? Because whether it's you going to your friends and asking for their advice, or them coming to you and saying, like, dude, like, this is something you need to pay attention to. You need to tone this down. You need to pull this back. Either way, that input's going to come to you, right? And if you don't need that input, then that's okay too. If you think you got it pretty well handled, that's good too. But just, the advice is, if you don't know, ask. And if you're not sure and you're not asking, at least pay attention to what is being said, because the answers may come to you without asking as well. Right? You have a support system all around you, air signs. You guys have a really strong support system, and people within your circle that will be open and will be honest with you and will tell you how it is. And all you have to do this week is listen. Okay? Be open-minded and listen to what it is they have to say, because they will call you out and they will tell you when you're overkilling things. And if you're not sure, you can always ask and they'll tell it to you straight too. So that is your reading, and that is your week ahead. I hope that this resonated with some of you. If it did resonate with you, please feel free to leave a comment in the links below and let me know. And I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I will see you all in the next reading. Bye for now. Hello, fire signs. So this is your reading for the week ahead. And in this reading, much like the previous ones, we will be looking at the opportunity that lies ahead for you this week. We will be looking at the challenges that may present themselves this week, as well as any advice for you this week. So if you are a fire sign, you're an Aries, a Leo, or Sagittarius, this is a reading you may want to pay attention to if you are interested. So let's start off with the opportunity coming forward for you guys this week. We have the dreams reversed. And what I got was this sense of calm. It's like a break from things. You guys are getting a mental break from things. However, I kept tapping into a huge Pisces kind of energy with this. And I do feel like you guys are getting a respite from something. You may have had a lot going on in your head lately, where things are just going and going and going and going. And you may get a nice break from things. Because I feel like your dreams lately have not been so spiritually based. They've been more of whatever is like going around in your head at the time, kind of manifesting through your dreams. You guys may have been having a lot of restless sleeps or broken sleeps because you have so much going on in your mind that you haven't been able to shut it off. Okay. And this week's bringing a nice break from that. I don't feel like you're going to have as much broken sleep. You'll be able to slip into a little more of a deep, peaceful sleep, hopefully. Feel a little more rested, and get the rest that you need this week. So there's an energy of rest and a break and being able to shut things off that's coming through for you this week, and to just turn your brain off. But there is a challenge coming through with that, which we will speak about with the next card. So this is the second part of the reading for fire signs, and this is your challenges part. So the card that came up for this is well-being. And I feel like with the dream card coming up, it is a challenge to know for you guys what is good for you and what is not this week, right? Your body may be saying one thing and your logical brain may be saying another, right? Your body may be saying, I need more sleep. I need to sleep longer. I need to sleep more. And then your brain is saying, no, this isn't healthy. This isn't normal. This isn't good for you, essentially, right? And the challenge is to figure out what is actually good for you, right? And to understand that your body knows what's good for you and what's not. Your body knows how to heal itself. We typically don't trust our bodies enough. So it's putting that trust that your body knows what's good for you, essentially, and that you can follow your body's cues. That's a challenge. That is the challenge for this week for you guys, is to follow your body's cues and to stop questioning, or marginalizing things, or saying this is good for me and that's good for me because your logical mind says it's not good or it is good, whatever the case may be. Stop, get out of your head and follow your body's lead, right? That's the challenge. You guys have had a lot of broken sleep, it seems like, or a lot of restless nights, a lot of, parts where you just haven't been able to sleep. And now I feel like your body's able to relax a little bit more and able to sit into those deep sleeps. And as a result, you may find yourself more tired. You may find yourself sleeping more this week. Or if you're not sleeping, just being able to slip into those relaxed states, right? And being able to relax more this week. And that is okay. It is not a bad thing. But the challenge is you may have to fight your brain on it, or you may even have to fight other people on it because other people may be saying this isn't normal, right? But what is essentially normal? because everyone is different. I know people who can function on 3 hours sleep and be fine. I know other people who need a minimum of at least 8 hours sleep to be functionable, right? Everybody's body is built differently, and that is where we have to learn to listen to our bodies and listen to our own needs and stop focusing on the commonalities, right? Because you can Google search average amount of sleeps for a female, a male, this age, that age, but that's on average, right? That's not geared towards you. And I feel like your challenge this week is really being able to listen to your body and what your body needs. Does it need more food? Does it need more sleep? Does it need more relaxation? And being able to turn your brain off enough to surrender into that. And the last and final card is your advice card for this week, and we've got the Strength card reversed. We don't always have to be strong. We don't always have to fight things, okay? Sometimes there's great strength in surrendering, and that's the advice. And I don't even think this is very much advice as it is a reminder that sometimes we just need to shut down. Sometimes we just need to refuel. I keep seeing a bear. And it's funny that bear comes up because bears are very, very active during the summer and springtime and even fall, but into winter they sleep all winter. And their bodies and their bodies actually slow down. Their heartbeat slows down when they go into hibernation, right? Their whole body system slows down. And they surrender to that. They don't fight it, right? So why do we fight it when our bodies need rest and relaxation? That's the advice. Stop fighting what your body needs. Stop fighting against your body and start working with it, right? If your body says, I need to eat something, eat it. If your body says, I need extra sleep, then sleep. If your body says, listen to your body more, fire signs, because you guys are very energetic people and you tend to go, 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 go. But again, that fire can only go for so long. Eventually it's going to turn to embers and you need to regenerate in order to refuel that fire. Okay, so it is important for you guys to get a lot of sleep and to get rest and to get the adequate amount of things that your body needs in order to keep that fire going, because otherwise it will burn out. Okay, so there is strength also in surrender. You need to remember that it is not always a battle. Sometimes you just need to give in and allow your body to do what it needs to do. So that's a reading for you guys this week, and I hope that this has helped. If this has resonated with you, if you are a Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, and this reading has resonated with you, please leave a comment below and let me know. And I will see you guys all next week in the next reading. Bye for now, guys. Hello, water signs. So this is your week ahead reading, and in this reading, we're going to look at the opportunities that are coming your way this week, the challenges that may present themselves this week, and any advice for you for the upcoming week. So if you are a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces, this may be a reading that is of interest to you. So let's jump into this reading. So the first card I pulled was for the opportunities this week. And the card that came through was freedom. And in this card, there is a depiction of a cage and a string. So when I think of strings and I see the cages, I feel like you guys have been confined by something. You've been tied to something or somebody. And this week we are finally finding the way out. We're finally finding a freedom from this. We're finally breaking free from this. This had to do with people more than it did circumstances. But I feel like these are more maybe circumstances, but there's people involved, right? So it's like if you're breaking free from a circumstance, it's also breaking free from the people that help create that circumstance, if that makes sense. But there's a sense of freedom that's coming through this week that is coming through for a lot of water signs. We're doing some heavy clearings and clearing out people that we don't need and things in our lives that we don't need and letting go of things, which is amazing. And because of that, we're gaining the sense of freedom and we're gaining the sense of ability to do what we want, when we want, how we want, where we want, kind of thing, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. So the next card I pulled was representative of challenges that may present themselves this week, and what came up was boundaries. So I feel like the biggest challenge this week is setting stipulations on what we are willing to accept and what we are willing to not accept, and knowing our own limits and boundaries. It is hard for water signs to know our limits and boundaries because we very much are go with the flow kind of people, right? And sometimes we can think the best of things and see the best in people and think the best of situations. And sometimes it's hard for us to see. When I think of boundaries, I think of Capricorn energy. And when I think of Capricorn, I think of the reality of things, right? Sometimes it is hard for us to see the reality and see that, yes, there's potential for this, and then we get caught up in the potential that we don't necessarily see the reality of things. It is important that once you break free from whatever the fuck is holding you back so that you can move forward, that you still remember there are boundaries and limits, and you are still enforcing those boundaries and limits, okay? I feel like for a lot of people, this is relationship oriented. This doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It can be a friendship. It can be a family relationship. Set your boundaries. And this is hard, like I said, for water signs, because we tend to go with the flow, right? That's our nature. Realizing there's boundaries and limits and setting those is not easy for us, but it is something that is necessary because it allows people to know what is okay and acceptable and what is not. Without that, people don't know, right? And then you're bound to repeat and get in the same situations you have been in the past. So it is important to really express your boundaries and your limits. If you've just gotten out of a relationship, or, if you're thinking about getting into another one, or whatever the case may be, whether this be like, I feel like for a lot of you too, there could be people coming back, or, some people, I feel like this is family issues as well. It is important that you set boundaries with family members as well and say, like, look, this is where my limits are. Like, this is what I'm able to do. This is what I'm not able to do. And if you don't like this, then that's that. But this is my boundaries. This is my limits. This is where I'm able to go and what I'm able to do. And leave it, right? Leave it. That's the challenge for you this week, because so many of us tend to just be so passive and go with the flow that we really need to work on setting healthy boundaries and limits and sticking to those healthy boundaries and limits. Last but not least, we have the advice card coming out this week for our water signs, and the advice is commitment. Okay, and I feel like this is in regards to the boundaries and limits card that I pulled for the challenge. It is important that, for as hard as it is, right, to set boundaries, that we stick to them. Okay, that means we commit to them. Do not, the advice is, don't change your boundaries for anyone unless it is for you, essentially, because we do change and we evolve over time, right? Obviously, who I was as a child is not who I am as an adult. I don't have the same boundaries and limits I did when I was a child. No one does, right? So boundaries and limits do change as we change, as we evolve. But they are our boundaries and our limits. Do not change them for anybody else except you, okay? They are a commitment. And you have to commit to enforcing these boundaries and these limits, because otherwise what will happen is you will end up back where you have been in the past. You will end up back in the same circumstances because people will walk all over you. And that's just a reality of it, right? If you don't set boundaries and limits, people don't know where those lines in the sand are. And they will cross them every time. And sometimes that's not even intentional. If they don't know because you haven't expressed to them, then that's not on them, that's on you, right? If you've expressed them and they still continue to cross them, then that's on them because you've said. But sometimes we don't always say. So it's important to express them, to commit to them as well. Make sure that once you say them, that they are there and that they are not being changed, right? Don't let people come in and say, oh, well, maybe this is a little extreme or that is a little extreme. You should maybe change this or that, right? If you're going to change a boundary that you've put in place for your own safety, for your own well-being, for your own happiness, do not change it unless it is for you. Bottom line, make a commitment this week to enforcing those boundaries and stay committed to them. Like I said, the only way you should change those boundaries is if it is for you, because you feel that it is a boundary that doesn't apply to you anymore. So that's a reading I got for this week for the water signs. I hope that this reading resonated with some of you. If it did, if you are Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces and this reading resonated with you, please feel free to leave a comment below and let me know. And I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.